56.
The sexiest podcast on the network.
Yeah.
Hello there, Brian.
Well, hello there, Tony.
You, mate?
No, just living in between sinus headaches.
Really?
With us with this like everyday different weather horse shit.
It is kind of shitty, isn't it?
Man, now they're talking potential rain like all week, which will mean that by the end of the week my sinuses will adjust, and then we'll probably have like dry days, and then I'll
fucked up again.
Just be miserable. Yeah,
sounds like a
pretty
good
awesome.
Time.
Oh, it's good times for sure. Yeah, it's like I'm just sitting in the kitchen the last few nights, and it is like you can just kind of tell. I can sit there and be like, bet the pressure outside is going up, or there's a rain system or something coming in. Like I can just feel the difference in my head.
Like, oh, you could feel it in your joints. No, my skull.
Yeah, it's like
That's
like
my
I can
skull. Fucking fast times.
Just feel the pressure building, and whatever.
Oh,
so
sounds like a great time, man.
Good times. Highly recommend it. I cannot recommend it enough.
I imagine.
I imagine. Just get some quick Crete. Just jam it in your nose every once in a while, and that's basically what it'll feel like. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Wow. So anyway, other than that, it's just been a week. Did some told my mom a couple weeks ago that meatloaf sounded good.
Like
I haven't had it.
That formerly had a beating heart?
Yeah.
Huh.
Sure. No, of course not. I'm talking about good meatloaf.
Fuck that guy. Yeah. He had dinner out of hell.
Yeah. But, it's like I haven't had it in a while, and it's one of those like my brothers and sisters talked about, like when my mom made the corned beef and cabbage dinner, that my brother was like, he's like, nobody can seem to get this the way you make it. So it's one of those things that like when you eventually lose somebody, you're just going to be like, damn it, I really could go for it. And I'm sure you know this more than me, because my dad wasn't a cook at all. So whereas your dad could throw down. So is there a dish like from your dad that you're like, God, I wish I could have that again, that you just can't seem to get quite right? Because I mean, you can throw down too. So
I mean, he used to like make, I don't know what he did with them, but he used to make these flank steaks that were outrageous. And I can make a good flank steak, but I cannot match how good his was, and I don't know what the difference is.
Right? That's what it is. It's like my mom wrote down everything she puts in things for my siblings, and they'll make like that same dinner, and they're just like, it's not the same. And I'm like, I don't know, unless it has to do with like the cookware or
it's the love, Brian. It's the love.
It's got to be the love, right? Yeah. So I was telling my mom, I was like, someday this will be like, meatloaf is going to be my thing, probably.
Not tater tot casserole.
No, that I can do. I mean, I actually think I do it better, but I
won't let her know he said that.
Yeah, that's fair. She might agree with you.
All right, fair enough then.
You never know. But it's like I've made meatloaves before, and they're fine. But it's like, how it is, like when you want a certain taste.
Oh yeah.
If you have something and you're like, yeah, this isn't exactly what I want, you still hunger for it.
Oh, for sure.
So, anyway, we were trying to figure out what to have for dinner a couple nights ago, like, for yesterday.
Yeah.
And, she mentioned meatloaf, and I was like, yes, because like I said, we haven't had it in a while. And the last time I had it was out somewhere, and it's not even close, because and a lot of it is just the mouthfeel. Like if you go a lot of places, they like grind everything into the meatloaf to where it's just this like sponge of a meatloaf, right? And it's like, I like it though, rustic, like at home, where there's like pieces of onion and different whatnot in it, and it's more of a rough grind because you've bought it from the store. You haven't run it through a grind mill like 90 times.
Right.
So, and I like just I'm not fancy about it. It's like just give me ketchup on top of it so it caramelizes a little bit.
No,
So it gets that
wait,
kind of
no barbecue?
you can do. I'm fine with
I was
barbecue,
gonna say,
but
I was like, slow down, son. Don't get me wrong.
I
I don't
was
mind a little catsup as long as it's
right.
fancy.
I was growed up on the ketchup though, so like I said, when I'm going for that like
Yeah,
nostalgia,
that's fair.
but I'm not gonna get mad at barbecue sauce because I mean literally ketchup's in barbecue sauce, so it's not um it's not too far off the mark. But what I don't like, as I found out, is I don't like um marinara sauce or pasta sauce over
I've
the
never even
meatloaf.
heard of this atrocity.
I don't like it because it's too watery. Like it doesn't caramelize the way ketchup does.
I didn't even know people did that.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Or like some people like serve it with gravy, which I wouldn't be mad at gravy
Bro,
probably, but
gravy, but not on top, like on the side with your
right.
mashed taters.
Oh, for sure,
Oh,
for sure.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I might need a moment.
Right. So anyway, mom's threw down on the meatloaf, and I busted out some, made some real ass mashed potatoes.
Nice. None of that fake
And,
ass shit. Real ass shit.
nah, real shit. Although I didn't have the potatoes I wanted, we just had russets, and I don't like those as well. I usually use like the Yukon Gold
You
potatoes.
mean the potatoes, Brian? That's silky skin color and flesh tastes like butter?
Yes,
Yes.
those are the ones I much prefer. But we didn't have those, so you go with what you got.
You go with what you got. Any port in a storm.
So did that and some green beans, and
Except
dude,
marinara.
I ate so much of that.
Did you feel like death?
Oh God, I thought it was gonna explode, but man, did it hit the spot. It was exactly what I wanted.
And dude, you line yourself up for a nice meatloaf sandwich.
Yeah, well, it's gone now,
Oh,
so
well, never mind.
I done finished it up a little bit ago. So, but yeah, we put a hurt in. And she didn't do a real big one because just the two of us, But
all right,
and I'm kind of glad because if she did, man, I'd have been eating myself stupid for 3 or 4 days that way.
here's a sign that I knew I was getting old.
Yeah.
All right, I was in Meyer one day, and it was actually a day we were going to make meatloaf.
Yeah.
Right. And normally I do like the free-form meatloaf, so you get more crustiness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm like, it always makes such a mess because there's fat everywhere, and you gotta have like a drip pan. It's a mess.
Right.
So I was like, I gotta buy a loaf pan because I can't find the one I know I have. I did find it later, FYI.
Yeah. Well.
But so I'm looking at the loaf pans.
Wait, now you can make 2 loaf pans of meatloaf.
You're right, but Brian, I have the superior loaf pan.
Yeah.
I have a loaf pan that was built for meatloaf.
Really?
It's a loaf pan, and then it's a slightly smaller loaf pan that fits inside of it like a Russian nesting doll.
So the fat rolls
through. And that
through.
pan has holes in it, so the fat comes out.
Okay.
It is like I saw it and I was like, oh, this thing's amazing. Like I came home and like immediately walked in the door. I was like, Michelle, look what I bought. like I found something incredible. I did. I thought it was incredible. She looked at me like this guy's an idiot.
Oh, I mean, you were both right.
I was very excited though.
Yeah, I would have been too. Yeah. I mean, as you were telling me. Yeah, as you're telling me, I'm like, oh, that's actually because like unlike a lot of things when you cook it, you don't. I mean, unless you're gonna try and make a gravy out of it, meatloaf drippings really aren't where all the flavor is.
You're not pouring it through a coffee filter and be like, I'm gonna cook it these later.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's not like doing like a pork butt or something where you're like, oh, here's where all the love is right here.
Exactly. This is just like leftover fluid.
Yeah, and this is gonna become a delicious sauce / gravy.
Yeah, it's I do enjoy a good old fashioned meatloaf, but so this begs a question for me now. Besides the meatloaf that your dad made, do you have a meal from like your past that you've just never been able to recreate? Because I mean, I'll go first. I got one.
Okay, if you got one, yeah, give me a minute to think about it here.
Like my mom's grandma, right? My mom's mom, my grandma on that side. Yep. To be fair, I know she was a good cook. I honestly don't remember anything she made. Like Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, all that shit was always delicious. But nothing stands out, right? But my dad's mom, she used to make chicken and dumplings. Okay. And I've tried to make it the way I remember it being.
Yeah.
And I cannot get anywhere close to what she used to do. And I swear she just used like Bisquick or Pillsbury dough. Like, she didn't do anything special.
Right.
To my knowledge.
It's that love. It's that love. It's, you know what it is? It's that what we don't understand is how we were just shitting all over the meatloaf pan drippings. That's the secret ingredient they use.
It very well might be. Because like I was saying with my dad's flank steak, I can get close.
Yeah.
You know? But I have never got anywhere close to that chicken and dumplings my grandma used to make.
Right.
Like, if that's like MLB baseball, I have a wiffle ball bat. You know what I'm saying?
That's quite a ways away.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's still fun and delicious, but it's not anywhere near what I want it to be. And
maybe is it possible with that you're overthinking it?
I mean, that's very possible. It's been a long time since I've actually tasted that.
Have you tried it with like biscuit dough?
Oh yeah, I've tried it multiple ways.
Well, I just, because you and I both, I don't know, we have a tendency of, finding recipes that are probably better than, or not better, but more refined than they use.
Some would call it posh.
Yeah, a little, because we're fancy gentlemen, as we've said before. Because my mom talked about how her dad used to use, what did they call them? Like, they used to make like drop biscuits or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And she basically, I think he used kind of like that dough for his chicken and dumplings, like her dad.
Yeah, that's basically what she did.
Yeah,
and
I never had
like on top of the stew, and then it's like I said, man, I've tried multiple times, and I don't know what happened.
Well, because it's interesting because we were talking about this a little bit the other night because I was telling my mom, like when you see stuff on like diners, drive-ins, and dives, sometimes I'm like, I wouldn't even fool with making that myself because there's just way too many steps. I'd rather just go to a place and pay a little more and let someone do their craft, like even something as simple as like ravioli and stuff. Like I just don't have the patience for the tedium of it.
I mean, I've made it a couple times. It's not bad, but I know what you're saying.
But we've been out at times and we've gotten some like deep fried raviolis that were fucking amazing. Right. And, like I've had stuff like that. Like I'd rather just go, like I said, just go pay someone to make good ravioli and I'll just enjoy it, and I don't know on the other stuff though, because meatloaf would be close because like I've said, I've made meatloaves, but I don't know what it is. There's something I don't do. And I've watched my mom make it. I mean, I can literally probably tell you everything that's in it off the top of my head right now, but for some reason it just doesn't land the same. And I don't know, weird, unless there's like special oils and, essential juices that are leaching from her into the,
wow, that's kind of terrifying.
That's the love, I guess. I don't know. But otherwise, I don't know, because I think a lot of the stuff, unless it's baking related, because I'm just awful at baking. Because no practice, if I practiced, maybe I could get better at it. I just haven't ever bothered. Right. But like only one of my grandmas really did any cooking, and I haven't really tried things that she made that I really liked. Because I used to love when I would go over to my grandma Keo's house, and she would make she would do like greens, okra.
Look at that southern shit, huh?
Yeah, like kind of what she called it, down home cooking, because she's from West Virginia. I know it is, but it isn't South.
Yeah, I get
that. But she would make stuff like that, cast iron cornbread, and I've done cast iron cornbread, nailed that. Greens I've cooked, and I think I do a pretty good job of greens, because I asked her one day what her recipe was, and there's really not much of a recipe for what she did. It was literally just, and I quote, buy a mess of greens, because as you know, in the South, a mess is an actual form of measurement. It just
gather
means
mess of greens.
A lot. Yeah. And then she used some sort of either ham, bacon, pork product type thing. Sometimes she would throw a ham bone in the in with her greens to really flavor it. And, No, and I don't remember exactly what else, but it was I've done that, and I always loved her green beans growing up because um she would take fresh green beans, not canned, fresh ones, and she would cook up some bacon a little bit, and then put the bacon in with them with some like onions and whatnot, and just cook them all fucking day basically to where they were like fall apart
Oh
soft.
yeah,
But the flavor of that bacon and onions was just all was so
bro.
good,
That's how
and
my
it's
mom
super
makes
simple.
green beans.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's super simple. I've done it, and and I think I've hit that. So it's like I can't think of much else though, because um, like I said, unfortunately, the side of my family that are the people in my family that were really the like ones who did a ton of cooking were gone before I was born. My mom's brother was actually a cook,
wow.
like worked at a bunch of different restaurants around here. He worked in New York in restaurants, uh and I guess my mom's dad cooked also. Well, I was telling you about the chicken and dumplings and different stuff. He used to do a lot of stuff, and he used to like home make a lot of stuff for two reasons. One, they didn't have a lot of the prepackaged shit we
Right.
have now. Two, he grew up in an orphanage to where they had nothing. So he basically, liked to press his pennies together. So, like, she was telling me about how for popcorn, he would literally go get um, the corn from farmers or whatever, because they basically give you the corn at the end, or, at some certain point or whatever. And she would shuck the corn for their
That's
popcorn.
crazy.
And I'm like, what? Because, we're raised on you can just go buy a bag of
Yeah,
popcorn,
fucking
and
Orville
I don't even
Redenbacher's
mean
hooking me
microwave. I
up.
just mean, yeah, I just mean you just buy a plain old bag of popcorn, throw it in your air popper, and have delicious
Right.
popcorn, you know? So, and I was like, that's so wild because popcorn has never been really expensive, but, when you're brought up on if you can do it yourself, which there's nothing wrong with, but also I'm like, okay, see, that's one of those things I'd be like, okay, fuck this. I'm not doing
Yeah,
this
I'm not
anymore.
shucking this goddamn shit. We're gonna throw
No,
the whole cob in the
like,
pan, see what happens.
yeah, it's just one big thing and you just pull the popcorn off of it. That actually would be
That would be
convenient.
if it pops and
You
stays
could
on the
just,
cob, you can just eat it.
yeah, just the same way you would eat corn
Yeah,
on the
just
cob,
fluffy.
just the old typewriter. Yeah,
Sounds amazing, actually.
a little salt butter on, or a little Creole seasoning,
Right?
whatever, or some street corn
Hell yeah,
seasoning.
a
Oh,
little
that'd be so.
elote.
So yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I really have an answer for you. I can't think of. Oh boy, things are
Things are
locking up
afoot.
here. There we go. I think we're
All
back.
right.
Things are getting a little
I mean, I'll be
squirrely.
honest. My internet lately has been fucking trash, which really makes me sad. Because I
Yeah.
pay for like halfway decent internet.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. We just got a
Ridiculous.
massive text from the Cheeto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you can look at it on your
Yeah,
computer.
yeah. It just pops up on ye old computer.
Yeah, I can't do that because I don't have a Mac. So
You gotta get yourself a little mini Mac, man. I feel like a
no,
fucking
trust me.
superhero.
Trust me. Next computer I get probably will be.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. That way I can feel back at home,
Yeah.
unlike this weird ass PC shit I've been dealing with for 5 years and still learning not much. Like Googling every time something happens.
Like,
Like, ah!
now what?
Yeah. Birds. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So anyway, so yeah, that was it was also cool, how it is like I don't crave certain foods very often.
Right.
Like, we go out to eat, I'll look at the menu and be like, oh, that sounds amazing, and I'll, get something. But I'm not usually the like fiending for one kind of food, and I've just been kind of had a hankering for the old like home style meatloaf dinner, just like meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans or corn or something like that, like just how it was growing up,
There's
and
nothing wrong with that meal.
yeah, and nailed it. So quite happy with that. But the worst part was I got up and I hadn't eaten yet, and I'm already hungry, and now I got to wait for all the food, and you're smelling it. And oh man, I was about to rip the door off the oven and just go head first into that.
Yes.
I was getting close to that, just like a savage.
Right.
It's like a lion tearing an elk apart.
Oh man. See, I
You look
like
up, just got ketchup running down my face.
there's some dude in the bushes with a telephoto lens.
Yeah. I'm on the next National Enquirer. Geez.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that too.
Accurate.
National Geographic is what I was meaning. The other's probably more accurate, though.
Super
if
accurate.
I were to ever land on a publication, the Enquirer is way more likely than National Geographic.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
Well, that's good times.
How about you? What have you been up to?
Oh man, I mean it's been kind of an all right week.
Yeah.
Nothing terribly. Because I watched a lot of shit. I'll be honest.
All right.
Been investing time in Elden Ring.
Yeah, which I have not done.
Oh,
yeah.
Brian, you gotta jump. Kimasabi, jump on it, man.
I was playing games yesterday. I don't know. I just didn't feel like it. So I ended up doing a bunch of little missions in GTA that I haven't done yet. So,
right.
Slowly advancing things, very slowly.
I mean, that's how I feel in Elden Ring. I'm very slowly advancing shit because I know some of our friends are like beat it,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm fighting the second shard bearer right now.
Yeah.
I got a ways to go.
Yeah.
But Leah spent an extra day with me, which was nice. She stayed the night Thursday night.
Oh, cool.
But it fucked up my weekend, man.
Yeah.
Because Friday, one of their friends was in a play.
Uh-huh.
Leah's like, I'd like to go see him. Yeah, it's fine. And, their mom came and picked up Leah, and so I just had to pick up Leah after the play.
Oh, okay.
So I get the text.
Go sit through it.
Yeah, right. So I get the text like, hey, I'm ready to get picked up. I'm like, all right, and I'm driving there. I'm thinking like, man, it's Friday night,
Yeah.
But I'm like, Jesus. I can't believe tomorrow's fucking Sunday already. And I'm driving, and it was like 3 minutes later. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. It's only Friday night. And I think I fist pumped.
Yeah, probably.
I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
The time travel sometimes, man. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. That's a weird feeling when you just completely lose track of where you are in reality.
Yeah.
I
did that last week, I think it was, to where the whole week I had just moved the week ahead a day and just could not get that out of my head. Like I had an appointment and, I'm getting up the day before, getting ready and everything. And then I'm like, what are you doing? This is only like Tuesday. Your appointment's Wednesday.
Like, son of a bitch. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Like, God.
But, yeah, like I said, watched a lot, though.
Yeah.
You watched Moon Knight, right?
Yep.
All right. Watch that. Watch this movie called Nobody, which was awesome. I'm sure we can deep dive into this stuff a little bit later.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet, but I really want to. It looks awesome. So.
Oh. I do have one thing.
Hmm?
Have you seen on Reddit r/place?
No.
Okay. This is kind of nifty. It's it's the new hotness on Reddit.
Oh, okay.
So it's this, and I don't
like
know.
Place as in people, place, or things kind of place?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me pull it up for our lovely viewing.
Yeah. I'm pulling it up from my. Oh, okay. You know what? I saw the little icon on like my taskbar or whatever for it, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then I just didn't dive into it.
Yeah, it's I don't know it's like a cooperative pixel board, basically.
Yeah.
And it all they added. Oh, never mind. It just wasn't. They said like one board up when it first dropped.
Yeah.
And they keep expanding on it, and it's fascinating because you can place a pixel.
Right.
But then you have to wait 5 minutes before you place another one.
Okay.
And the fact that there's all this artwork, people are coordinating. And I know there's, I guess, streamers that have been going in and like griefing people and destroying their shit with all their listeners. And
Yeah, I saw
which
that
is
was one of
pretty
the things
annoying.
I saw, like scrolling through Reddit yesterday, which I forgot what it was. There was something that people were working on, and basically other people were using theirs to basically cover up
Yeah.
whatever it was. And it wasn't anything hateful. It was something just people, just like you said, just griefing or being dicks.
But it's like
You know?
you can it's like a war happening sometimes. You can watch the pixels like shifting, and if you
Yeah.
actually go to the subreddit, people have done time lapse videos of it being built. It's pretty cool to watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I haven't, like I said, I just briefly had a look at it, and I'm like looking just at the header for the thing. Shows a ton of the
Yeah, if you
stuff that
click the header, you can actually look at the whole image and drag it around. It's not like some of the shit people have created is insane.
like the cover to the Star Wars one is pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know? So, and then of course some people have made subreddits about the place. Like the one for Star Wars says, was it's r/Star Wars _ place. There it is.
Yeah, because a lot of the like subreddits have been posting like, "Hey, we're trying to get this image up on this. Let's coordinate."
Yeah.
And so and people have opened up Discords to talk about it, and
yeah, I'm sure
it is interesting. I mean, I would love to get a salty language on your summer, but that won't happen.
Although
I've
I do
placed a
see
couple pixels, as soon as they place them, they basically get taken out. So
yeah,
unless you're playing along with what people are trying to build,
yeah, makes sense. Similar to like Wikipedia.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And what's weird about this is like, say we had, I don't know, 200 people that were like, okay, we're gonna take over the doggy with a heart in its mouth.
Yeah,
let's go. People are watching that image.
Yeah,
for people to attack it, and then they start battling back. It's so weird.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
The internet is a fucking strange place, man.
Protecting their space, I guess. Or place. I'm sorry. Their place.
Yeah. It's I don't know, man. It's interesting. Like I said, I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, I haven't either. And it's cool, like the people working together part. It's really such a almost statement on the world kind of a thing,
right?
Because you've got all these people trying to work together and do something cool, and then you've just got these people who just want to burn it all down, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't understand why people want to do that. Especially if you scroll around, man, there's some really good, well done pixel art.
Right. Like, why not be constructive instead of destructive here? It's that same thinking in life, like why be destructive when you can be constructive or, helpful and whatever. It's so strange.
I don't really understand it. But it's been fun to watch, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, scrolling through the subreddit, there's some neat stuff in there too. So yeah. Pretty neat.
Pretty neat.
I wonder, like, if there's like an end game to this for Reddit. Like, is there like it's only going to go on for so long, or are they going to just allow it to continue forever?
I don't know, honestly.
Because I did see one of the pinned posts on here says this is the final expansion.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any plans to.
Oh, okay. So there's a little side note here from Wikipedia. It says that Place is a collaborative project social experiment hosted on Reddit since April Fool's Day, or began April Fool's Day 2017, and was revived 5 years later. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that means per se.
Yeah. Apparently, this post I'm looking at was from 6 hours ago, and it says tomorrow Place will end. It says at a certain time. We don't know when.
See, that makes me kind of sad because it's like fun to watch the artwork happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I know eventually it's probably good actually that it's ending because at some point it's just going to lose its cool and people will just stop doing it.
Yeah, and although I'm not going to lie, it would be a really interesting experiment to watch to see as people stop being constructive. Like if people just start essentially tearing it apart.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what would happen.
yeah, will it completely tear itself down, or what would happen in the end?
Right.
You know, because I could see at a certain point people being like, "Hey, let's start black boxing everything, basically."
Yeah. Redacted.
You know,
Redacted.
yeah, we've tore it all down, kind of a thing.
I don't know.
So yeah, hopefully it's still there for, you know, people to at least look at. I hope, even if they end it, I hope people can still look at the stuff that was kind of made, because it's still a cool concept.
I guess since it's ending sometime soon, I'll try to have a link for it in our show notes, but you know how that goes.
Yep.
Well, I can't spell either. I just tried to spell it, and I came out pulse, place or whatever. Man. Yeah, like I said, man, it has been a super eventful week. We did go thrift store shopping yesterday.
Yeah, same here. I really haven't done.
That's always adventurous.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. The only reason we went is we needed a new shirt for Bomber.
Oh, right. Yeah. But you're there, so you got to have a look around.
Well, I wish I should have got the pictures from Michelle. We went to the Salvation Army, right? And Leah couldn't hang out because the sound of the hangers on the bars. She's like, I can't do it. I got to wait in the car.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Hear you. Yeah.
But there was this creepy child mannequin there that someone drew the tiniest little face on.
Yes, I saw her. She posted on her Instagram.
Right. Yeah. And then the favorite, and I should have bought it. And actually, I might go back and buy it. I hope Leah doesn't listen to the podcast, because Leah was like, you should have got that. It's just this little wooden heart that someone just taped, printed out words, and a picture of a turtle. It just said "old turtle."
Oh yeah, she posted that too.
It's so stupid and hilarious that I kind of want to get it and just like save it for Leah for Christmas. You know?
Right. Old turtle. Old turtle.
So silly.
I love when you find that kind of shit at those places. It's amazing what you see, because in a lot of ways they're a time capsule, you know, because not as much now. I've noticed a lot of the stuff's disappeared, but for a while when we were going, you'd see a lot of like old electronics and stuff, you know. Now a lot of that stuff, people understand there's value to it, so people are grabbing it quickly or not donating it as much or whatever. But for a while, you know, like you'd go in there and you'd see all these as seen on TV products from the 90s or even 10 years ago, you know, something like that. And then
this coffee mug right here, Brian, 49 cents.
Yep.
I was like, man, that's a big ass heavy mug. I like the coloration on it. How much? I'll pay that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've grabbed quite a few like shot glasses and liquor glasses over the years. So for, you know, 50 cents, 25 cents, whatever.
Also
you know,
confirmed, large children's clothing is perfect for Bomber. She's
excellent.
Currently rocking a Jurassic Park t-shirt. Looking pretty good.
Well, I appreciate that you got her something from her era.
Yeah, I mean,
know,
she does have the T-Rex domer, so
yeah.
Yeah, we only bought her one because we just wanted to do like a test, you know. And
sure.
It works perfect. So.
Oh man, now you're gonna be, you know, going over there buying like 10 shirts for her. She's gonna have a fashion show.
Some of those kid shirts, I was flipping through. Like one of them was a swimming shirt, and it just had a shark, and the shark was wearing headphones and shit. I was like, man, this is great.
You know, it's funny. I was in Target with my brother about a week ago, and as we were walking through the store, you know, we walked past the kids' clothes, and for years I've looked at some of the kids' shirts going, you know, if they made this in an adult size, I would buy this shirt. You know, and I feel like there's a whole market there. Like for years, when you remember when people were like, why don't they make underoos for adults? Yeah. Like who would want Spider-Man on their underpants? Now, literally, you can find that kind of stuff all over.
Right? Hell, you can get subscription service or something like that.
Exactly. You know, so I feel like this is a real, you know, a thing with some of this stuff that I think it would be hilarious to wear some of the stuff as an adult, like where it'll be like, you know, like the one where it's like mommy's favorite or something like that. You know, I think those kind of shirts would be hilarious as adult shirts. You know, I really feel like there's a market for this.
Yes, and we should maybe expand the Salty Language T-shirt line.
Yeah, that's really what I should do is just go straight like copying ideas from other ones and just make them in
rip off
sizes.
toddler shirts, make them adult size.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of my favorite things to do for people's birthdays is, get kids cards and then alter them.
For sure.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I did I tell you about Logan's card I got him for his birthday?
With
the
don't
Batman
remember.
mask?
I don't think so.
I guess to be fair, I didn't pick it out. Michelle picked it out. I was like, please, could you get Logan a card because we're going out for dinner tonight. I'm at work, blah, blah, blah. And we've done this before when we buy kids cards and alter them.
Yeah.
So his card, it was like, happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. You open up, it's like, for a wonderful kid. We just crossed out kid and put man. And the Batman card came with a Batman mask. Which, of course, he was forced to wear at the restaurant. Just briefly.
Of course.
Leah wore it a lot, though.
Yeah. That's understandable.
I mean, for my kids, really.
Sure. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I love doing that kind of stuff. Altering kid stuff for adults.
Yeah.
I don't see why clothing isn't a thing.
See, that's what I'm saying. I just, like I said, not just some of the designs are cool, I think, but then some of them I just think would be hilarious on an adult, versus on a kid. So,
I mean, if you can get me a T-shirt with a cartoon T-Rex playing baseball and like a really big pair of Oshkosh Bagosh overalls, dude, I'm in.
Yeah, right.
I'm so in.
Yep, exactly.
Maybe
that's what I'm saying.
Like the size of my Yeti here, maybe like that, but with a carabiner on it, so I can fill it full of Cheerios and clip it to my side.
Yeah. Well, and here's the proof from my point of view on this is that look at how onesies have become popular.
You're not wrong.
Those are meant for children, like babies. Those are not, little kids. Those are not meant. No, I mean, like the original intention. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Now, everybody, you can buy, like everyone can pretty much buy a onesie now, so that's my theory is it's like, well, why is that okay? Like we got to keep pushing it.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. In the middle of winter when it was fucking freezing outside, my windows aren't great. I was looking at onesies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, these look really warm. The ass flap? All right, I'm in.
Well, that's usually the best way to get you to buy something is put an ass flap on it. Yeah. So prostitutes, onesies, whatever. There's an ass flap.
Igloo coolers.
Yeah. Igloo coolers, yeah. Doesn't matter what it is.
An ass flap.
Stuffed animals. Yeah, stuffed animals, right? Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, I'm not too mad at the onesie idea.
Yeah. Like one of the ones I pointed at to my brother was like this real cartoony, like little kid cutesy cartoony lion. It's got like instead of like a mane, it looks almost like a flower around its head, but that's the mane, right. And I was like, picture that, like a big one of those on just on the shirt for you. It's just
that would be okay.
Yeah. Right? It's like it just looks super, super like little kid cutesy, but you're just like, whatever, I don't care. It's fun.
I'm having a good time, y'all.
That's what I'm saying, right?
God damn it. Box elder bugs are alive and well, Brian.
All right.
I'm being invaded.
Yeah. Excellent. Finally, they've made it. No. Get him, my pretties.
Right. It took him a couple seasons to get here.
Listen. You know how tough it is to first of all, train them, get them to listen.
I mean, you're right. It's a lot of beating.
Also, I don't know what their life cycle is, so,
Nor do you care.
Right. That's why I gave up on the mosquitoes. Just didn't work fast enough.
Right.
As soon as they're born, you have to like sick them on something. There's no time for training. So,
Go on, get
that was
even.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get. Plus, you were smart enough to have a bug zapper outside, so that foiled that one pretty quick.
I still want to get one of those
next time
bug assault guns. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Just saying.
You have to figure out a way to tweak that so you can use it on food. Would be hilarious.
Yes.
Like pull out a couple steaks to throw on the grill.
Yeah.
With salt. Yeah. Hit it with your pepper grinder or another gun that has pepper, which would be even better.
The pepper grinder looks like an old school Gatling gun.
Yes, that would be awesome. Yeah,
that'd be perfect.
That way, I'm just thinking how great it would be to be able to have like a holster on either hip. One salt,
that would
pepper,
be great.
You know? Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of, can't wait for.
I still can't believe it's Sunday.
Can't wait for that season.
I'm sorry. What did you say? Can't wait for what?
Are you sure it's Sunday? Maybe it's Friday.
Don't do that to me. I was all fucked up this morning because my alarm went off. I'm like, oh, work.
Yeah.
This whole weekend's been retarded or ridiculous.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just going to text Michelle real quick. Just fuck with you for a week. You get fired.
like I don't know. He had perfect attendance. Then what happened?
Then he just didn't show up for like 3 days. There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer does that, I believe, where he says something like there's nothing like relaxing on a Saturday afternoon, and Marge is like, Homer, it's Wednesday. Or it's Monday or something like that. Or Friday. I can't remember what it is, because I can't remember if that's the episode where I think it's a different one where Marge is like, Homer, your boss called and said if you don't come into work on Monday, don't bother coming back in at all, or something like that. And he goes, woohoo, 3-day weekend.
Good old Simpsons. Back when it was entertaining.
Yeah. You know, since they're all on Disney Plus, at some point I'm going to start that trekking, because I've seen the first 13 episodes, or first 13 seasons, I'm sorry, because I had them on DVD at one point. And then they also released season 20, which was weird.
Right.
And then they quit putting them out on DVD. So I've at least seen the first 13 seasons and season 20.
That is.
So I could start at 14, go to 19, then go to 21 and work forward. But boy, that's going to take a while because they're in season, what, like 30, I don't know, 4 or something like that.
I can't believe it's been on the air that long. That's so insane.
Like I've seen like 14 or 15 seasons of that show, and I don't even think I've seen half the episodes then. Right? That's nuts. So I'm similar with like Family Guy and stuff. When you look at how many seasons it's been on, or South Park,
that's
true.
Know,
it's crazy those lasted as long as they did. I always think, especially South Park. I really thought South Park was going to be one of those shows that might get a couple 3 seasons and then burn out.
I figured it'd light themselves on fire basically at some point.
Basically. Yeah, no.
They're still going strong, man.
Just signed that massive deal with was it Paramount? I think it is. So they're going to be on for a little while longer. I think there's going to be new movies coming. So it is very wild. Although it doesn't seem like they do very many episodes a season anymore. And they seem to split the season to where it really feels like there's like, oh, here's 4 new episodes. That's the new season, basically.
Back to my yacht.
Yeah. You're like, wait, huh? Yeah. And be like, we'll be back with new episodes in like 6 months.
Like, but.
Like, oh,
I'm ready next week.
But part of what made South Park so good was they could turn around in a week. You know, they literally could talk about whatever happened. Like right now, right, with the Will Smith slap thing. That would have been,
it would have been an episode.
Probably the topic of an episode, so. I don't know actually if there's new episodes. I know they had new episodes recently, but I don't know when, because I think they're exclusive on Paramount now.
Really?
I don't know if they might still be on Hulu. I don't know, but I think they were supposed to move to all the episodes to Paramount at some point. So, which I do not have currently. So not until Picard season 2 is wrapped. Then I'll have it for a month.
Plow through season 2 of Picard.
Well, and they got a new Star Trek show starting too. So, I'll probably give that a go. And they've got Discovery or Discover, whichever it is. I haven't watched that yet. There's like 4 seasons of that. So there's actually some stuff to watch for me now. You know, and there's Halo if I want to give that a go. Also, yeah, I don't know. I'm not like super excited about it, but and that Star Trek, what's it called? Lower Decks, also the cartoon,
the animated one or whatever.
Yeah, from one of the guys. It was one of the. I don't know if he's a creator, but one of the guys who was who worked on Rick and Morty for a while. Himself? I don't think so. Not Justin Roiland. It was I forgot the guy's name. But oh yeah. Wait a minute. No. But you know what I watched this weekend is WrestleMania weekend, which now they do like the NXT event I think on Friday. Then WrestleMania has night 1 Saturday and night 2 on Sunday. Like they've decided that going forward WrestleMania is going to be a 2-night event. Yeah. Which I like better than for a while. They were doing like it would start at like 4:00 in the afternoon and run until like midnight almost or 11.
Well, no wonder he broke it up.
That's just too much. Can you imagine being at the arena? Like, dude, I could never sit for that long. Plus having any energy, you know, like how do you have any energy left at the end of the night? And I think that's part of why they're doing it. They did it because towards the end, some of the matches were kind of getting no real reaction from the crowd because they were probably just exhausted. You know, you think about the emotional ride that a night of watching wrestling can be, and this is Mania, so it's supposed to be all the big stuff, and you know, anyway. But it was fun to watch. Like I haven't really been watching WWE's product recently because I haven't really been interested in it. To be honest. But you know, it's like the Royal Rumble. I'll always, you know, maybe not always, but that's a pay-per-view I try every year to watch, you know, even if I'm not watching what's going on. It's usually fun to watch anyways. They always try to put some stuff in there that's some throwback stuff and whatever. And, you know, Mania's usually got some kind of fun stuff in there. Logan Paul was in a match and actually wasn't bad, actually.
I know everyone hear those words going in your mouth again.
Listen. He pulled a great heel move coming down to the ring because you know that I forgot what card it is. It's like a Pokemon card. He just paid like $1 million for or whatever it was, or $6 million, whatever the hell it was. I don't remember. It's apparently like the rarest Pokemon card, and he has the only one. And he had it like it's graded, and he had it on a chain around his neck. You know, coming down to the ring because you know you got to show off if you're a heel.
Poke bling.
And it was him and The Miz against the Rey Mysterio and Rey Mysterio's son. And during the match, like he actually did like the Three Amigos that like Eddie Guerrero used to do. You remember he'd do the suplex, then twist his legs and stand up, do another one, you know, like kind of spin around and do another one. And then he got up on the top ropes, did the like shoulder shake and did a actually pretty good frog splash. And the crowd was like, "Boo!" You know, because you don't dare invoke Eddie unless you're a face, you know, and to do it against Rey Mysterio because you know Mysterio's, you know, like one of his best friends. But yeah, he actually, I mean, it wasn't as good as Bad Bunny last year. Bad Bunny hitting a Canadian Destroyer last year it's gonna be real hard for a celebrity like debut to top because a Canadian Destroyer is an impressive move whenever anyone does it, and let alone some guy who you didn't expect to be able to pull off any wrestling move, let alone a very complicated wrestling move.
Destroyer Chris Benoit. Heyo.
No. Boo, too soon, Tony. Too soon. But the highlight of the night, like they have all these matches, and they had like the women's title match is like the main event basically, and I'm like, man, this feels really short. And then they're like, okay, now for the whatever, and they have Kevin Owens come out and do, you know how they do like the talk show vignettes in wrestling. Yeah, his is just called the KO show because his name's Kevin Owens, and he
also like Knockout. I don't know if you.
Yes, exactly. I'd never put that together. Huh. They've been doing a gimmick where he's been calling out like Stone Cold, and they're in Dallas for WrestleMania, and you know while he's talking, blah blah blah, all of a sudden you hear,
I mean, I got it if you want it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's hear it.
If I can get my Nook to switch pages. I'm relying on Nook technology, Brian.
Tom Nook technology.
Right. There you go. Damn, that's loud.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
sorry, listeners.
Sorry about that.
That was the sound of your eardrum shattering.
Yeah. Dude, that glass broke and the crowd went stupid because, they're in Texas. I mean, he's the Texas rattlesnake. So, and he comes out and, does some stuff. And it was great because he starts walking down the ramp and then he turns around and starts walking out. And they're like, well, what's he doing? Next, he comes out and he's on his fucking 4-wheeler like he used to do and zips down and around the ring a couple of times. And, and man, and like, it was interesting because everybody was kind of like, is he gonna really wrestle or is this gonna be like Kevin Owens mouths off, middle finger, kick stun, beer, basically. And, Owens challenges him to him. I mean, Stone Cold came out and he's wearing the knee braces. And I'm like, I think he's actually gonna go. Like, there was a lot of Jim Ross had said that Stone Cold really wasn't looking to do anything physical. He was just, more of the segment. But in my head, I'm going, they're not going to put a segment last if this isn't going to really be a match. Because this segment could be put anywhere in there and it would blow the roof off the place and all this. And it's like, but clearly it's going to be the biggest pop of the night because it's
Did he
Stone
challenge
Cold,
him to a Bobby Flay style throwdown? Holy
He did,
shit.
in fact. And the secret ingredient was he challenged him to a anything goes match. And I'm like, okay, that's typically what you do with like a not going to actually tie up and wrestling match, right? It helps protect the guys who can't really go
can I
anymore.
Make a prediction?
It's
anything goes match, right? So you cut to the end of WrestleMania. What's the dude's name who's challenged him? All right, Kevin Owens. He's walking out to the bus and just Stone Cold just hits him with a car. And just pins him.
That would be hilarious. He just runs him over with his 4-wheeler.
Pins him.
Yeah. And that's
he's got a ref riding bitch behind him.
Yeah. Yep. He just parks it on him. 1, 2, 3. Some random guy in the crowd's tossing him beers.
Yeah.
Now, you can tell Stone Cold's knees are shot. There was no explosion in his legs at all. When he got Owens in the corner and he's, stomping him a little bit. And I loved, he did it slow. He did 1, 2, and the crowd's, buying into it. But everybody's like, come on, man, get to the, stomp a mud hole, walk it dry part of this. And then he finally did it. And of course, crowd goes crazy. Yeah. And it was an entertaining match. I mean, Stone Cold looked as good as he could for a guy who hasn't wrestled in 19 years.
Fair enough. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, dude, he took a suplex on the concrete. They went out into the crowd, how they do a lot of times. And Owens actually suplexed him onto the concrete. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe he took that bump. You'd think they would have done okay, we're not, he's not taking any real bumps in this. Because that's usually, or something that could be gimmicked maybe a little bit, like the announcer's table where you could gimmick it with a pad underneath or something to kind of stop. Nope.
Some big old sloppy
right
titties.
onto the concrete. Yeah. I mean, I guess, but onto the concrete, not like they're around the ring padded area, up where it's literally just concrete. And, but of course, most of the bumps went to Kevin Owens, but Stone Cold took a couple bumps in the match and everything, but it was decent. It was funny though, at one point Kevin Owens goes to swing a chair at Stone Cold. Stone Cold ducks and KO hits the ropes and then the chair comes back and cracks him in the head. Really? And he's kind of staggering around, Stone Cold, immediately, of course, kick stun, And of course, he doesn't need to do anymore because, you protect your finisher. So, hits him with the stunner, of course. Crowd goes ballistic. 1, 2, 3. They threw so many damn beers at Stone Cold during the celebration. Dude, during the match, he kept calling for beers. Like he'd crack a beer open, and not like the old just pour it down the front of him. Like he was actually taking some drinks. So, because, it's been 19 years.
Was he drinking Broken Skull IPA?
He was drinking El Segundo Broken Skull American Lager. That's what it was called. Because they even at one point, naturally, after the match, they had a can sitting ring on the edge of the ring so they could get a nice shot. For sure.
Weird. Crazy how it just ended up that was there.
Yeah. But I do appreciate the guy, Corey Graves, calling the match, referred to him as Steve Weisers at one point, and then he got the actual name. But I do appreciate that he brought the Steve Weisers.
It is a classic callback.
Back. Yeah. But it was so many beers. Like, I don't know how many. They were laughing because he just kept calling for more. And then, he's going to the corners and doing the, where he hits the two together. And then, like I said, a lot of that is, of course, he's pouring them and a little gets in his mouth, but most of it just pours down the front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still, it's the gimmick. It's the shot everybody wanted for the night, aside from the kick stunner, basically, was they wanted that shot of Stone Cold up on the ropes with the two beers. And, of course, he gave the people what they wanted. And like I said, it was a fun match, and it was a really fun way to end WrestleMania, because you got that taste of nostalgia, the moment no one thought we were ever going to see, which was Stone Cold, in a match again. Like half of me expected the match to go, bell rings, Stone Cold middle finger kick stun, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
I half expected that to be how it was going to go,
my version of it.
Yeah. But naturally, after it was over, Kevin Owens gets up and he's staggering around again. And naturally, Stone Cold hits him with another stunner for good measure, And then he calls one of the announcer guys into the ring and, toasts him with a beer, and then naturally kick stuns him.
Oh, well, of course.
So, but it was good to see. I'm happy for Austin, because I'm sure that was a great time for him. And that was probably a great moment to be able to walk out to that crowd. And everybody in that place knew it was going to be a match. It wasn't just Stone Cold doing a WrestleMania appearance. Like there's a different buzz when people think it's going to be a match, like, holy shit, we're actually going to get to see Stone Cold in the match, Well, you think about how many of the people there probably never saw him in a match live, so this was, one of those rare treats.
Give you, something to believe in.
Yeah. But, like I said, it was good fun. They showed some clips from Undertaker's Hall of Fame speech and stuff too. And I guess I'm going to go back and watch that. And they put the Steiner brothers in the Hall of Fame too, which was funny because I was like, oh, damn, I forgot about that, because that means Scott Steiner's going to be on a hot mic.
Is he still psychotic?
And you never know how that's going to go, but it must have went all right, because I didn't see a bunch of craziness about that.
We will
but
run out there and tase you in the neck until your hair lights on fire.
I don't think it'll matter with him. I think he can
keep
going. He's crazy. Yeah. It was cool to see that, though, because the Steiner brothers absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame. I know they were in the WWE, but they're more known for their like WCW run and the stuff beforehand. But it was like, come on. I mean, those guys are legends as a tag team. And Big Papa Pump had a hell of a run in WCW, So I know that's they induct people based on your persona, not based on who you are. Like Scott Hall didn't go into the Hall of Fame. Razor Ramon did, and then he went in as Scott Hall as part of the NWO.
Fair enough.
So it's kind of weird how they don't just go, okay, Scott Hall, because he had all these things, is in the Hall of Fame. Or the guy, I can't think of the guy's name, who was Papa Shango, Godfather. I forgot his other gimmick.
Shango.
Shit. Yes, Steve Shango, yeah.
AKA Papa Shango.
But, they don't put you in that way, but you know, whatever.
Trevor.
So, and the crowd there last night got the, you know, maybe the final Undertaker pop ever also, because when they announced kind of introduced the Hall of Fame class, they played all the whole intro and had the fire and all the stuff and the smoke and all that like they usually do for Undertaker. So, you know, they might be the crowd that gives Undertaker his, you know, the final pop off of his intro.
One when he opens up his food truck, and that's like day one.
Every time he opens that, there's no lights on, and he does the eye roll and just raises his hands, and the lights come on in the truck. We're open.
Welcome to Undertacos. Yeah. How can I help you?
Oh shit! Oh man, I love that.
I'd partake.
Yeah. Like, come try the new Tombstone Taco. The Last Ride Nachos.
Like a earn big gulp.
Oh God. The whole thing's just gimmicks.
Fucking gimmicks.
Oh man, I like this idea.
So let me get that straight. That's 2 Tombstone tacos and an American Badass waffle fry coming right up. Or whatever he was when he was Biker Taker.
No, you're right. It was that. It was Big Evil, and the American Badass. That was kind of the back and forth there, or the two different gimmicks where he wasn't the like full gimmick Undertaker. Oh man. Here's our new taco, the Ministry of Duckness.
Come on down to Undertacos, where you'll walk up to the truck looking like Shawn Michaels, but walk away like Paul Bearer. That's a wrestling deep cut for people that aren't aware.
Oh man.
That's right. One's alive and fit, the other one's fat and dead.
Yeah.
No, right?
You're not wrong.
All right. Yeah. That was fun. Hell
Under
yeah.
tacos. I like it.
Hell to the yeah.
I mean, I think he'd do pretty well with that.
Oh my God. I think he would too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think any wrestler, if they really rock their gimmick and do unless it's copyrighted, like Vince McMahon hits him with a cease and desist.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll tell you, it's interesting. The Undertaker is probably the only superstar ever who could go do something like that, and Vince would probably not hit him with a cease and desist.
You're probably right.
Because Vince loves the Undertaker so much.
I gave him that idea.
You know. He did,
for
but
his food truck or whatever.
Oh, the tacos, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I watched a lot of movies this weekend for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was, man. We watched the new Pixar movie Red.
Yeah,
which is terrific.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if
you weren't drastically offended by period talk?
Shocking, right?
Yeah.
What's even more shocking is, period talk comes up in the movie, but that's not the focus of the movie.
Right. I figured you would have, unplugged your whatever device and thrown it right out the window.
Well, I mean, I was watching it on my backup TV after I Spartan kicked the other TV through the wall. Just out of panic.
Yeah.
Oh, God, get it off.
Lady business. I'm going under tacos. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was terrific. It was what was great about it is it's like set in the mid to late 90s.
Right.
So there's a lot of fun references for people our age.
Okay.
You know?
I've read quite a few people that feel that it was very tugged at the coat strings of Teen Wolf.
Yeah, I definitely. Now that you mentioned that, I didn't put that together watching it, but yes.
Yeah. Not in a bad way, just that it felt very Teen Wolf-ish.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
But I said to somebody, I was like, I don't see that as a problem because I like Teen Wolf. So it'd be different if I hated Teen Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Pixar was like presenting Adolescent Wolf.
Right. Or it just says Teen Wolf, but just crossed out and says red over it.
It's a red wolf.
Just red. That's
oh,
it.
Oh.
It's red.
Don't mind me. I'm stupid, guys.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm dying too.
Or Totally Not Teen Wolf. That's the name of it.
You know? Yes.
Like clearly you can see she's a red panda.
Pubescent lupus.
Yeah. Which are adorable, by the way.
Like red pandas?
Yeah, if you ever see videos of red pandas playing, they're adorable.
Yeah, and dude, a little teriyaki sauce, a little
no.
What?
No, you're not supposed to eat them.
Why not? It's made of meat.
So we're old turtles.
Old turtle.
old turtle soup.
So watch Red. Watch, I mentioned earlier, watch Nobody, which if you have HBO Max, watch this movie.
Yeah.
It's terrific.
Yeah. From the first time I saw previews for it, I was like, this is so awesome. And Bob Odenkirk is 100% not the guy you would expect to be in that movie.
Yes, and he's great in it.
Yeah.
And it's got a great soundtrack, too. And, I don't want to give away any, like, reveals or anything, but a couple great cameos. At least one.
Like Stone Cold? Stone Cold?
Yeah, yes. Now, Nobody was, I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
Yesterday we watched VHS. I should be pulling stuff up, but I'm like just in talking mode.
I assume you mean the horror movie?
Yeah, VHS 94.
Yeah, okay.
That was interesting, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know really what to make of that.
Was it just a movie where they like show young people VHS tapes and they're terrified by them?
I mean, there was a lot of questions from Leah.
Yeah.
I'll be 100% honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like a movie of short stories, right? That kind of tied together around a centralized story.
Okay.
And each like short was directed and written by different people and.
Yeah, Vince McMahon. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. It wasn't bad. It was all right.
All right.
And then, of course, Moon Knight, man.
Yeah. I dug Moon Knight. I thought it was really good.
I like Moon Knight a lot, too.
It's very... my biggest fear would be if somebody hasn't read any of the comics, that it's going to be really confusing for a little bit. But I thought it did a pretty good job of kind of explaining what's going on. I mean, not fully, but giving you just a little taste here and there.
Right.
And I really dig Ethan Hawke's character.
Dude.
Who's very different from the comics.
Okay, so when I saw him, older Ethan Hawke has Nick Nolte face.
He does, yeah.
When I saw him, I was like, that can't be Nick Nolte. And I couldn't picture who it was, and we had to look it up. And once, Michelle was looking up, she's like, "Oh, Ethan Hawke." Once she said Ethan Hawke, I was like, "Oh, of course." Yeah. Now I see it, but I didn't know who he was, but I just knew I knew him.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, when I saw him, I kind of had the same thing because I'm like, I had the same thought, which was like I'm pretty sure that's Ethan Hawke, but I'm like, it also kind of doesn't look like Ethan Hawke, but yeah, it's definitely him. And, he's good. I'm very curious to see how things play out with his character versus Moon Knight in the show and stuff. So, yeah, it's Oscar Isaac I think he's, was really good in the different parts.
Oh, yeah.
And I like that there's kind of funny stuff in there, like, oh, great, the idiot's in charge again or whatever.
Right, yeah. It did have a little bit of comic relief throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really dug it, and I'll be honest, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. For anyone who hasn't read the comics, first of all, go read the comics because they're good. But there's he's got inside his head is essentially, oh shit, I can't think of the main guy, the gift shop worker. I can't think of his name. Shit.
Wow. Steve. Something.
Polychronopoulos. Right? Oh,
Steven?
maybe.
I think it was Steven.
Yeah, I think so. Is it Stephen Grant?
Because one guy was like, "Oh, well, take it easy, Scotty." He's like, "It's Steven with a V."
Yeah. Yes, you're right. It is Stephen. You're right. So there's that, and then there's Mark Spector, and then in the comics it's an Egyptian god. I don't know how to say it. Was it Khonshu or no? Yeah, Khonshu, something like that. Who I did not realize is F. Murray Abraham voicing that.
Why is that?
I didn't.
Who's that? That name sounds really familiar.
And I can't think of what he's been in now.
I mean, I got the internet right in front of me, Brian.
Yeah, I've got IMDb right here though, so you know. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. He was from old movies, but he's been around forever.
F. Murray Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Yes. He's been in a ton of shit.
So so in the comics, it's an Egyptian god that Mark Spector is like a mercenary kind of guy and he dies and gets resurrected by Khonshu, I'm gonna say.
Let's just call him Emotep.
Yeah. No, it's not Emotep.
Oh, okay.
But Khonshu resurrects him, and basically he devotes himself to being a servant of Khonshu, who's also in the head of well, that's funny. They only have Oscar Isaac credited as Mark Spector that I can see here.
No Spur,
even though he's, playing two parts technically. Yeah, I guess. Well, Stephen Grant was his name, by the way. Well, the funny part is Stephen is the one you were introduced to. Mark doesn't actually get introduced to us until the very end.
That's true.
Sorry, spoilers.
So many spoilers.
It's really not a spoiler, though. It's
maybe a little bit.
Not going to lie, even though in the previews they show the costume, which I still blows my mind that they showed full costume before the show.
It's not going to be like Daredevil when it was like season 2 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was, was it that Ang Lee Hulk where you don't see Hulk until like an hour and 90 minutes into the movie?
Hulk dogs, though. Those are awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, so, he's, this grouping in his head is, and Stephen blacks out at times, and basically Mark takes over. And when he does, Mark does mercenary things
quickly
and
become afoot.
Yeah. So I don't know how much that'll help anyone, but yeah, I mean, the storyline, here's what the storyline says, according to IMDb. Series follows Stephen Grant, a mild-mannered gift shop employee who becomes plagued with blackouts and memories of another life. Stephen discovers he has dissociative identity disorder and shares a body with mercenary Mark Spector. As Stephen/Mark's enemies converge upon them, they must navigate their complex identities while thrust into a deadly mystery among the powerful gods of Egypt. So yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it, though. I thought they did a great job of...
and much like Nobody, really enjoyed the music.
Yeah, agree. The music was good in the show, too. But, felt bad for, for him for, thinking it was that Friday or whatever, and it was actually Sunday, and he missed his date.
Yeah, right.
Same problem Tony had.
Exactly. Oh, dude, maybe I share a body with a mercenary. Oh,
you don't.
Damn it.
I've seen you black out plenty. But
I mean, no, you right.
It happens. You just lay there.
You right.
Like you don't get up and start kicking ass.
In my head, though, that's what's happening.
Wait a minute. You did do the karate kicks, though.
Deadly trained, Brian. Deadly trained.
Maybe it was just that one time. The mercenary lived through you long enough twice, because you did it in Florida too. Remember, you kicked.
I think I delivered a nice front kick to a scooter or something.
Are you Moon Knight?
Dude, keep it under your hat, bro.
Holy shit! Dang it! Why do I have to be the Foggy Nelson in this?
Stupid Foggy Nelson.
Actually, I can't think of the name of. In the comics, there's a homeless guy that was it Harrow or something? Or not Harrow? That's the Ethan Hawke character, I think. Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. There's a guy that's it's a homeless guy in the comics. In the show, it's the dude who's the gold statue, basically, who is his like, confidant, basically. Yeah, basically. So apparently that's who I'm gonna have.
The guy's got like a crazy homeless name, like.
I don't think he does.
Like Pop Tab or fucking
Pop Tab. No, it's Crawley.
That's not a fun name.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, it's not Pop Tab.
I love crazy street names.
I'll say this: like, since for whatever your version of Moon Knight is, my name could be Pop Tab. I like that. I just have a necklace of Pop Tabs, and it's never explained why. Yeah. And until much, much later, and you find out each one of my Pop Tabs is for someone I've killed.
You hand them a drink as their last drink.
Yeah, I look like Mr. T, but it's all Pop Tabs.
I'd like you to enjoy the Shasta one last time.
Dead.
Love a Shasta. Oh.
Yep. Or it'll be like The Simpsons, where on April Fool's Day, where Bart shakes up the duff, like with the paint shaker and all this other stuff. And then Homer, when he goes to open it, the house explodes.
That was a good one.
Yeah. I just casually saunter away.
Diamond Viewer Big Dev says ahoy, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Ahoy, ahoy.
Yeah, because if you are listening, we do go live on Salty Language Pod YouTubes. Subscribe. We'll get a little push notification on your little phony phone.
I was with you until you said phony phone.
You son of a bitch.
Yep. Pop Tab out.
Pop Tab out.
Needs to be my new sign off on here. That's my morning radio name, I guess, too. Oddly enough, I kill people, with that too. Like I just jingle the necklace every once in a while.
Pop Tab in the morning coming at you.
Yep. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
In the morning drive to work. Fucking Pop Tab.
Yep.
Oh man.
I have a whole chain armor made out of Pop Tabs.
That would be kind of fun, actually.
Not very effective,
but cool to look at.
Yeah. Yep. And again, each one someone I've killed.
As is tradition.
Yeah. Mild-mannered Pop Tab.
Oh, man. Delicious.
Yep. Did you see they're moving, they're pushing back Obi-Wan, I think, by like 2 days, but they're giving us 2 episodes.
I was about to say, those sons of bitches.
And I was reading earlier today, apparently they shot a bunch of like Darth Maul scenes that they've now cut.
Oh, why would they do that?
Because they decided to go with the Inquisitors and Vader instead.
Darth Maul would have been so cool, though.
I think Darth Maul was the better.
I mean, Inquisitors and Vaders, yeah, they have their place there too. But the return of Darth Maul would have been. I mean, Darth Maul killed his fucking master.
Yeah,
would have been perfect.
Yeah. Especially after, things transpired in the cartoons with Maul and stuff, to where he gets the robot legs and goes on to become quite the nuisance.
Spatula
feet. Spatula feet, yeah. But, whatever. I mean, it would be cool to see the Inquisitors, and apparently Vader's supposed to be like super badass Vader. So we'll see on that. But
sorry, Brian.
Sure, you don't want the Vader, the freshly minted Hall of Fame Vader.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, back into wrestling.
Never mind.
Dude, Vader was a beast.
Yeah, but that mask.
Oh, that mask was terrible.
Yeah,
but
we're talking about underoos. How about wearing underoos on your face, basically?
Yeah, I was never a fan of that, but
it's Vader.
That dude was. Like, for the size, he was crazy athletic.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, Brian.
Anyway, back to Star Wars. Yeah. That Vader, probably less crazy athletic.
No, he doesn't need to be crazy athletic when he got in the Force.
Yeah, that's true. We could do the Force leap.
I just hope it's not like newborn baby deer Vader that they had in the prequels.
Do you know what I hope it is? I hope that it's early Vader to where his emotions as Vader are still really raw. And I don't mean like emo Vader. I mean like, you know what I mean? Like to where he doesn't have a full control of his rage.
Yeah.
To where it's like, oh, fuck, he might just kill anybody kind of thing. That's what I'm hoping for. You know, to where he's still like only powered by the anger of the dark side.
Yeah, I could actually kind of see that too, because he's, you know, coming fresh off of getting dismembered and burnt in lava.
Yeah,
he
right.
Might be a little miffed.
I'd be pretty pissed if that had happened to me too. Yeah, you know, and just, you know, the Emperor just, you know, pulls some random shit out of his garbage can, and that's exactly who you are now.
Well, I had this old VCR and this waffle maker.
Why does my chest say Mr. Coffee?
Shut up, you're brewing.
Yeah, that's what all those red lights on the panel on him are for. Like one's espresso, one's cappuccino.
Now make sure you're awake at 4:30 a.m. I need my morning Joe.
Yes, my master.
He sets him up for like sleep mode or whatever.
Yeah. Someday I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. But since he's sleeping, I'm going to Undertacos. Since they're open late.
Oh man. Yeah, I could
can't
see.
Rest in peace. Oh, you stepped all over me. Damn it. I said, can't rest in peace. Come down to Undertacos. We're open late.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry.
It's going to be a casket match for your underpants.
Oh, my. Yeah, that's the little baskets are shaped like
Hell
caskets.
Yeah. I mean, that would be actually kind of fun.
Yeah. And like you said, drink cups are all urns. That's great. I like.
Would you like a box lunch? A pine box lunch.
I thought you were going the other way with boxing because, you know, they always like to point out how the Undertaker was like, I remember that Michael Cole always referred to him as the best pure striker in the WWE. And I'm like, you do know you've had like fighters in like WWE, right?
Fighters.
Like legit, like Golden Gloves guys and MMA. It's like Undertaker trains in MMA style, but he's not, it's not like he's ever stepped in the actual boxing ring and, you know, got into a boxing match with someone that I'm aware of anyway.
Sparred or something, but
yeah. I mean, he said if he was younger, he would have gotten into MMA, but by the time he got into it, he was already like 90.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Like, I don't know if you remember that one pay-per-view, he showed up and was like taunting Brock Lesnar
I do remember that.
Yeah. Which was all a gimmick for their bullshit, but you know, still.
Oh my God, Brian! I don't know what's going on.
Pretty sure you're dying.
I am too. It's that buffalo cauliflower for dinner. It's not treating me right.
That'll do it. Shouldn't make cauliflower out of buffaloes.
No, I was actually molding it into buffalo shapes, but full-grown ones.
Oh, okay. Kind of like Dino Nuggets.
Yeah, dude, those are so awful. Have you ever had a Dino Nugget?
Yeah.
For some reason, I think maybe last year, I was like, let's get a box of Dino Nuggets and get crazy. God, they're terrible.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're what they are. Right? Yeah. I mean, they're fun to play with, though.
I mean, that's true.
Like, biting the heads off of dinos and shit.
Throw like a meteor or whatever.
Yeah. Like a meatball.
Yeah. I mean,
put a couple together, make a Megazord.
Dude, Dinobots them. Get some toothpicks.
Yeah.
Form them up in Devastator. Wait, no. No, Devastator was the Constructicon. What did the Dinobots form? Didn't they form up into something?
I don't. That I remember.
Am I just forgetting my Transformers history?
It was just like a T-Rex. And I don't remember the other ones. I know there were other ones, but I remember Grimlock was just a T-Rex.
Right. They were all just separate. I don't know why I thought they formed up like Voltron.
They should have. They should have formed into like Dinotron or something like that. Yeah.
Sick.
Oh, that would have been.
Yeah. Sick, bro. Sick.
Well, there goes Tokyo. Yep.
Oh man.
Have you seen any of the internet stuffs for how bad the internet is treating Morbius?
I have actually, Brian.
Man, like my favorite thing was the one where it's like a tweet where it shows like a broken or a meme. I mean, it shows a broken window of a
That's the
car,
one I was thinking
and it's
of.
like, careful, everyone. It's like I had 2 Morpheus tickets in my front seat, and someone broke my window and left 4 more.
That shit's great.
I was like, oof. And there's the meme with what is it? It's Darth Maul, to where it says, like it has over him it says Jared Leto, and then on one side it says like worst DC movie, and then of his lightsaber, and then the other side comes out and it's like worst Marvel movie. It's like,
yeah, it's I mean, the previews the trailers look like for it, but it must not be good.
Yeah, from what I've read, the story's just all over the place and whatever. So I it's not like I was going to see it anyway, but I was like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I hear you, right?
Yeah, pretty brutal. I think I saw that it made like 85 million the first weekend, which probably is a success for them, but
maybe
the second weekend will probably be the real telling number. Right. Like how far does it drop off after that first week? Wow. Because I can't imagine most people are going back to see it again.
I wouldn't think so, but I guess you never know, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no words, really. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, though, too, because, like, I even almost hesitate. It is a Marvel movie, but it isn't a Marvel movie because Sony made it, not Marvel. It's a Marvel character, but similar to like Venom, it's like those are part of the Spider-Man universe, which Sony has the rights to. And even if it is in the the universe that the other stuff is in, it's like Marvel didn't really do much. I don't think Marvel had much to do with this movie. Similar to like Venom, they didn't have a lot to do with Venom, And since Marvel's now introduced the concept of multiverse in their universes, that they can easily just go, oh no, that doesn't happen
that
over
was
here.
In the Sony multiverse. You had one that smells of shit.
Yeah. So
the only thing they got right with Spider-Man, it seems like.
Yeah. But even like the last 2 Spider-Man movies, I think Marvel has had significant input
think so
on.
Too, yeah.
So, there's because they, especially the last one, really ties into what they're doing in this phase of the Marvel movies. So, yeah. It's like I get calling it a Marvel movie, but it's like I said, it's like it's kind of
it's a
not,
Marvel property,
even though it is,
but not a movie.
It's Marvel adjacent, as we
much like Narwhal adjacent.
Much like Narwhal adjacent, exactly.
You're right.
So yeah, but yeah, definitely not going to be seeing that in the theater.
I mean, eventually it'll stream somewhere, and I'll probably watch it and probably just be disappointed.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it too. Is eventually it'll probably end up on some service, and I'll go, eh.
Yeah, like, oh, there it is, and you'll kind of back burner it for a long time.
Yeah, basically, yeah, because I'm certainly not going to be like, oh man, finally!
Oh, damn time this came out. I've been waiting.
Yeah, because at first I was curious to see if it was just like review bombs, but then as I see people like making comments, and I'm like, oh no, those are actual like, yeah, I just saw it and it was a movie.
It was something.
Like, oh.
The popcorn was really good.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy, here we go.
We just went and saw Morbius. Boy, I enjoyed those peanut butter M&Ms. How was the movie? Oh,
I didn't even watch it. Yeah, I don't know. I just looked at my phone the whole time.
Right, aimlessly look at Google. Oh, I
yeah,
hated that woman. hate.
I was just reading Morbius comics on my phone.
Yes,
had a better time. 10 out of 10 would do again.
Definitely do again.
I don't know. I never really was like a big Morbius fan in the comics either.
I'll be honest.
And the Spider-Man.
That's great. That's cool.
Yeah.
Where's Blade at when you need him?
Yeah. That's what should have happened at the end of the movie. Blade just shows up, kills him.
Yeah, well, that Charger Camaro. I can't
Surprise,
remember the car he
motherfucker.
drove. It's been 2 months I watched the movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the new Blade though, so
I want Wesley Snipes.
It wouldn't. Sorry, it's not going to be Wesley
Come
Snipes.
on, I want tax dodging Blade.
Nope.
Man.
Sorry, I forgot the guy's name who's playing him now. But yeah, he just shows up, like I said, surprise, motherfucker, and kills him.
I mean, that would be a fun way to end the movie, wouldn't it?
And people be like, "Oh, what?"
Like, I didn't see that happening at all. Like, no, Blade was never even introduced.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Was it? I think his voice is in a movie, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think there was was it Spider-Man or something like that? I think, or something where I think his voice is introduced, but they don't show Blade.
I do not know about that one.
All right, maybe I'm just,
Fever dream.
Maybe it's the mercenary in me talking. Yeah. Listen, old Pop Tab's seen a lot of stuff in his life.
For sure.
I don't know what if it's real
Cracked
anymore.
a lot of cans open, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh my God. I just got an idea, Brian.
All right.
So all weekend, Leah's been playing The Sims. Right?
Okay.
Because I've got it on my PlayStation as a free download, but I'm watching her play it. And I'm like,
yeah,
wow, I could actually have fun maybe on Twitch or something with this, because she just created this bizarro family. It just occurred to me, why couldn't I make Hobel Gulch?
I don't have an answer that's good for that, because you could.
I think I might end up doing that.
I like it.
Because, I was just sitting there thinking about all the weird characters we come up with on our podcast. Like, oh, that'd be fun to do on The Sims. And then just Hobel Gulch just entered my brain.
Right. Like Ronnie Dumps. Yeah.
Yes. Much like Ronnie Dumps.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it sounds like something we would say.
Just sounds like Runny Dumps. So, yeah. Just Ronnie Dumps.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. I got sidetracked by...
Old Sketchy.
Yeah, well, Old Sketchy, of course.
Right. Admiral Copenhagen.
Yeah, I mean, the hits go on and on. Now, if I actually decide to pull the trigger and start doing this, I will not remember any of these names, because that's how my brain works.
Probably not. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I guess.
So, I don't know how many references to that over the years, so, yeah. Good luck finding all those.
Sure. Hobel Gulch comes up at least once a month, for sure.
You would need someone to go back and curate all that for us, and unfortunately, we don't have
still
that.
waiting on the intern.
Yeah.
Been waiting 10 years.
Yeah. Be one of the first jobs. Be like, okay, go back and document every bit of Hobel Gulch lore that there is, so that we can create it, so we can have Saltypedia.
Dude, Saltypedia. I almost wish there was some sort of web link or web plugin I could do on our site for a Saltypedia.
Yeah. Where it's just got random tidbits from the show.
Fucking I love that. Saltypedia.
Man, it would just go on forever.
It'd be some real dumb shit. Maybe some heartwarming stuff too. Yeah.
No,
right.
No, none of that. No, we're just gonna omit all that.
Right. Redacted.
Yep. We'll just make up shit too. Like half of it's just made up.
That's half the show, right?
Yeah. No, I mean after the fact. Yeah.
That was that time we threw that football over the mountain.
Yeah. Yep. Wait, which time?
One time.
The first time. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Oh man. So I got a shut up and take my money.
Well, you don't say.
I mean,
shut up and take my money.
What you got?
Unfortunately, I've already spurled it for you because I couldn't contain myself. They finally are making a Macho King Funko Pop. And I couldn't be happier unless they put him like in a crown.
Right.
But the next, I really wish they would make a cream of the crop.
I mean,
Macho
Cream of the crop.
just holding a little cream container. It would just be fantastic.
It would be pretty great.
And it's like they made Funko Pops on the Spider-Man meme where it's the ones all pointing at each other. They made, they made that. So it's like, I would love for them to make a cream of the crop Macho Man. I don't think they ever will, but man, would I love to have that happen.
The cream of the crop.
Exactly. So I'll have a link. It's a Entertainment Earth exclusive pop, so I'll have the link to it in the show notes. But I was so happy that they're finally making this dang thing because they've made like 3 other Macho Mans. And it was like, all right, how are you gonna not make a Macho King at some point?
The King, because he's
more seductive than sex.
Right. Yeah. It's like now I just need a Mega Powers 2-pack also. Yeah, with him and Hogan, of course.
Because it's
really,
mind-boggling to you, yeah.
That would be mind-boggling.
It should be a 3-pack because it should have Miss Elizabeth in it also. True. But I don't think it's going to.
I mean, didn't she go real crazy? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Sherry. My bad.
Yeah, no, Miss Elizabeth died of drug overdose while she was with Lex Luger.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah. No good.
I was going to use a sound effect, but now I won't.
No, probably shouldn't.
But Macho King.
But anyway, so Macho King. Yeah. So it looks like it comes out in July. I was like, I know it has it on here somewhere. So it's up for pre-order right now. Anyone who goes to pre-order it, just so you know, Entertainment Earth doesn't bill or doesn't actually charge you until it ships. So just to let anyone know if they do order it, then it may not, show right up. It would also be cool if they did a Slim Jim Macho Man, because they did that action figure, and that was pretty dope. Are you out of Macho Man drops?
The tower of power,
okay.
Too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the plate.
I mean, he's right. Now I'm out. Oh, wait. Actually, I do have one more.
I'm not a racist.
All right. Oh, well.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah, I did too.
Not a racist.
That's why I think it caught me the way it did, because I wasn't expecting it. It's like an RKO, just out of nowhere. Oh, man. All right. Well, I don't have anything else for the week.
I mean, we're creeping on the hour and a half mark already, a little over.
Yeah. So all right. Well, let's do us I forgot what it's called. The Q of the W. Jeez. Yes, I believe that's the official title.
Too, Brian. Since I have Cheetos up here front and center, you want me to take care of his as well?
Oh, he sent it in.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I got it via text message.
Oh, right. Okay.
So over here, Brian, on Face page, we did ask you guys, by the way. I should probably cover that. Was God transfers all his powers to your pet, but leaves it with its original brain capacity and mortal desires. What happens to the universe? So, survey says, Valerie, this is on Facebook page, I can't remember if I said that. She says, it's all food and naps here.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
Agreed. Kiki, she says, Cat uses newfound powers to find creative new ways to threaten the humans for not having the food bowl properly filled. Accurate. Even though, as a deity, they could now fill it themselves at the drop of a meow. Human slaves filling the bowl just makes the food taste better, obviously.
Right.
That's pretty good. I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And
agreed.
Then Diamond Viewer, I don't know if he's still viewing. Big Dev says, Mo would require all the pets and food. George would want all vacuums destroyed, all plastic bags banished, and complete silence.
Jeez. Those are some firm decrees there.
Firm decrees from our Lord and Savior, George.
Yeah, dang.
Good dogs, by the way. Good dogs.
Tough to follow that act,
well,
though.
Brian, you'd be surprised, because over here on Instagram, we got a bunch of,
fucking thing
Booze?
sucks.
Like a lot of... Oh, I thought you were saying boo earns.
Yeah, we got nothing on the Instas. I'm a sad boy.
All right.
Sad boy.
Yeah.
But, goddamn.
Jeez.
I know, right? I'm dying. We do have our buddy Cheeto Bandito. He says, if God transferred all the powers of my pet, what would happen? Well, I have 3 pets. So let's start with Ella, a cat one of 2. If she gets the powers, everyone is going to constantly want head rubs and will be perpetually hungry. Cinder, our other cat, well, no one is really going to want to be talked to, touched, or bothered unless they want to be touched or bothered. Then you have to,
right.
Oops, I scrolled. Then you have better be ready to do whatever they want for the fear of a quick bite or a scratch.
Well,
Then there's
harsh
Charlie,
but fair.
our golden retriever. Oh my, if you were to get the powers, there'd be abundant treats, belly rubs, cuddles, and playtime. Everyone would love to walk and sniff stuff, all kinds of stuff, and while you wouldn't know a stranger, well, that is unless that stranger's out of reach, then you'd have to bark at them until they got closer. Oh boy. Oh man, the rest of stuff's really not for the episode. It's for, because we're buddies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
but he
fair
says,
enough.
Can't wait for the show. Can't wait to listen to the episode. Stay salty and sexy. Thank you, Cheeto.
I'm surprised nobody said anything about sniffing butts.
Know, right? Got to get that ass.
Yeah. How else are you going to, remember who somebody
true.
is?
Plus, I mean.
More seductive than sex.
Yeah. Nothing says how do you do like sticking your snout right up their keister.
God damn it. I was going to say keister too, Brian. You son of a bitch, you. But that's all we got over here. I don't know if you got any Twitter things going on.
No. I had put a call out to Twitter that was like, hey, things which we talk about. Apparently no one wants us to talk. I mean,
accurate.
That's all I can think of about it. So, all right. Well, 1 through 16.
Let's go. What was today? Let's go to 3 because it is the 3rd.
3. All right. Who's the worst Marvel character? Apparently, Jared Leto is Morbius.
I mean, that's the answer currently, isn't it?
The internet is to be believed. Yeah. Now, I'm going to put this out there for anyone listening, especially, is like, it doesn't have to be like the worst character. I was like, who do you think is the worst? It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to have all the reasons in the world or really make a firm argument. I'm just curious who people's least favorite Marvel character is.
Oh man, it's kind of a hard one because Marvel does a really good job with just their characters in general. They always make them lovable in some way.
The one that always sticks out to me that I think would be a lot of people's answers, wouldn't surprise me if it was Cyclops.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because he's written as such a whiny bitch
so
much.
Kids call them simps.
Yeah, and it's like there's been some storylines where he's really been, kind of a badass and, the real rock for the team through a rough go, but it's just like all anyone remembers is like basically how he was a cuck for Gene and Wolverine in the cartoon, I mean,
you're not wrong on this, Brian.
It's like, geez. So I don't know. I was trying to think of like what character, like if it showed up in a book and I would just be like, oh God,
I'm trying to think, and I'm kind of drawing a blank.
A lot of it's tough though, because it really does depend on who's writing, right? Like there's some characters that are terrible, but then you put them in another writer's hands and you're like, oh, actually this character is pretty good. Same with artists, to where, some artists, when they're drawing a character, you're like, whatever. And then someone else gets a hold of them and you're just like, oh, wow, I actually really like how they draw this guy.
I mean, I'd have to say maybe Professor X's legs.
Oh, no, we didn't say the weakest character.
My apologies.
damn it.
Honestly, when you first asked that question, the first thing that popped in my head was Guy Gardner, but then I was like, oh, he's DC. Never mind. I always hated that dude with his stupid bowl haircut.
I'm with you on that. I always hated that character too. Even to this day, if I'm reading Green Lantern books, I hate that character so much. Yeah. He's like my least favorite of the like Green Lantern Corps.
Very hateable. So I'm trying to think of someone that's along those same lines in the Marvel universe, but I am honestly drawing a blank.
That's what I was trying to run through the teams, like, and I'm going with more like the iconic lineup teams of like the X-Men, but it's like I actually kind of like all the X-Men characters, the major ones. In the Avengers, I pretty much liked. I mean, I never was a Hawkeye fan, but and honestly, do you know what it comes down to? And this actually transfers into the TV show and stuff, and same with like Green Arrow or Arrow, the TV show, which is, I mean, there's only so many arrows. Then what? It's like, now I'll fight you with my bow?
I mean, Hawkeye has done it in the movies, fought people with his bow.
I know. And it's fine. And some of the arrow stuff is cool, but I don't know. It's not on the level of the way people make fun of like Aquaman. But,
right.
You know,
yeah, okay.
I mean, Hawkeye is clearly one of the weaker Avengers. Yeah. You know? I mean, he can still do things, but think about this also. Most of his really cool arrows and stuff, not most of them, but some of his really cool arrows are because of, you know, other tech. But I guess you can make the same argument about Captain America, because it's not like he designed his own shield. So
the U.S. Army gave it to him.
Well, it was designed by Howard Stark, Tony Stark's dad, according to I believe in the Marvel universe. I don't remember in the books who actually designed it, but
you
know, and maybe by now the Wakandans had something to do with it, because I think there's some vibranium in it or something, because they've used vibranium as like the go-to metal, I think, in most of the stuff now.
For sure is.
Yeah,
because they don't have the rights to adamantium. Apparently.
Well, they do now, because remember they bought Fox, so yeah, they have that stuff back if they want to use it. But
I got one.
Okay.
Namor.
He's super powerful, though. He's really smart.
But I've never.
He's got those.
I don't care. Every time I ever saw him, I'm like, who is this turd? I don't want to read that book.
How could you be so angry at those firm brows of
very
his?
Firm, his little whatevers.
Nut huggers that he wears. And his little wingy feet.
Stupid wingy feet.
Yeah. I'm with you. He was a character I've never cared for. Yeah. That's one I hadn't thought of. I think probably would. Yeah. And I've tried. I've read various books with him in it, and I just never care for the character. You know what it is? It's got to be something about being like Lord of the Sea or whatever that just makes you a shit character, I guess. Because it's like, although in fairness, I've read way more Aquaman than I've read Namor stuff.
Yeah.
Because I always want to like Aquaman. After a couple issues, I just can't. It's like the books always start off and you're like, oh, this is kind of a cool concept. And then after a few, you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
It just doesn't, I don't know why. I just can't hang on. It's got to be the water. I must hate the water that much that I can't stand people who live in, you know what it is? Sebastian in The Little Mermaid lied to us. It's not better, everything's not better down where it's wetter, apparently.
At least not if you're a superhero.
Right. Like no matter what the Little Mermaid and porn tells you.
Exactly.
All right. I'm with you on that. I'm gonna co-sign Namor because I can't think of a better one. Yeah. Although, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Cyclops really was a lot of people's least favorite.
Yeah, but I mean, at least
it's even like Iceman seems lame, but he was always meant to be kind of like the comedic relief of the X-Men. He was supposed to just be. Oh God, there was a character on the X-Men cartoon. Who was it? Was it Morph? Not Morph. There was a character on their team that I hated on that show. I can't remember which character it was now. Damn. Anyway, we'll just go with the other. You know, either that or you could just be brazen and be like Aunt May. You know,
stupid Aunt May.
She's a Marvel character.
I mean, she is a Marvel character, right?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. All right. Well, there you go. So, this week's question: who's the worst Marvel character? And also, I want to make it clear to anyone listening: like, it can be comics, movie, combination of the two. You know, like, whatever. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Like, I don't really care. I assume you don't care either.
I love that. I mean, really, the answer is Jared Leto's Morbius. Let's be honest.
I mean, apparently that's the truth according to the internet. So, yeah, like damn. Because boy, were people angry about it. People are not liking that. All right, so here's a question for you. This is not an official QoftheW thing. I'm just curious what your answer would be. Who's the best Marvel character? I mean, everyone knows who my answer is, and if you don't, you can't see my shirt probably. But I'm always going to answer Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man's legit. Yeah. I mean, that's Spider-Man's probably the top for Marvel, just because it's so relatable for kids that are in. I mean, when we were of age, a lot of adults weren't really reading comic books, but it was always so relatable. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's totally not now. He's basically the Tony Stark, I think, of the Marvel universe now, but but yeah, when the old Spider-Man comics where he's just that geeky kid being made fun of for being different and whatnot is super relatable. I mean, sorry, amazingly relatable, spectacularly relatable, maybe.
Spectacularly, amazingly. Yeah. Did you say that?
Right. Yeah. 2099. No, we're not. No, that doesn't work. Sorry. So yeah, that's always been my favorite, between that and the wisecracking and being outmatched by a lot of characters, even with his proportional strength of a spider. Like Rhino still picks him up and throws him around, and he still struggles with some of the physical characters and whatnot. So yeah,
right.
And having to deal with like J. Jonah Jameson in that haircut.
Oh, I just like zoned out for a second there. I am fielding texts from a person right now as well.
I don't like it.
Thompson.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
like
I always thought Marvel's. I mean, I like DC, but I always thought Marvel was just a better universe in general. If I'm being honest,
yeah,
I mean, I love Batman, but there's something just that feels more, and I know it's superheroes. Something that feels more grounded about Marvel, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, I think a lot of it really was that because so much of it was created by Stan Lee. And if you think about it, his major driving factor as a writer seems to be like being out of place. Like Thing on the Fantastic Four, or
the X-Men of the human race.
X-Men, yeah, so it's like I think there's a lot of that kind of stuff, and not just him, but just a lot of Marvel was done kind of that way. And the problem was with like DC. Like Superman is an out of place story, but it's like, he's got like all the strength and speed, and it's like it feels a little different,
right?
He can blend in a little easier maybe than like some of the X-Men can,
right? Exactly.
Like the one character, what's her name, Marrow or whatever, where she just grows like bones out of her, or Beast, who's got to come up with a cloaking device, unless he just pretends he's a furry.
I mean, that would be the move. He could get away with it.
He just shows up at furry conventions. He's a hit.
So many autographs and pics. He makes so much money.
Yeah. So much money, yeah. He also just, puts on a little changes to his look, and now and goes as a brony also.
Yes. Just firmly inserts a tail.
Yeah. Everyone's like, wow, what a great costume. Yes, costume.
Costume for sure.
Yeah. Nay. That's actually that's from my new line of tails. Yes. Oh, they go like a belt? No.
I mean, if you need that as an option at first, sure.
Yeah. Or later, I guess,
We also sell training tails.
They're available in a variety of sizes and colors. Like, oh, that's nice. You for big for big people too. Yes,
yeah, definitely for big people.
Big, gaping, whatever. I mean, hey, being a superhero doesn't really pay.
I mean, it doesn't.
You gotta. I mean, look at Spider-Man. He had to sell freaking pictures to.
2021, he's probably like door dashing and shit.
Yeah. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, just swinging around the city, dropping off food.
Yeah. That would be like, was that Spider-Man? Like, hey, being a superhero don't pay, dude.
Tough.
What am I supposed to do? Yeah, what am I supposed to do, man?
Pandemic, even the bad guys stayed home. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like, like I gotta eat. Like, this web fluid ain't cheap, That's
what he tells all the ladies.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
That's Spider-Man's OnlyFans. Hey, man, this web fluid ain't cheap. I'm gonna need some tips.
Probably. Listen, if there's any male superhero that's making money on OnlyFans, it's gonna be Nighthawk because of Dead Ace. I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's like a cult following for like how Nightwing's ass is drawn in comics because he's given quite the firm apple most of the time.
Boots with the fur.
Yeah, basically. So he's gonna be cleaning up. Constantly getting messages from Batman and be like, like, Dick, take this down.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. People are gonna some of you are.
If you need money, I'm a billionaire, right?
Yeah. I don't want your help, Bruce.
Although thanks for the gas cards. I do appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you for buying me some cute outfits off of Amazon. And tell Alfred I said thanks too.
Yeah, Alfred's really into it. Uncomfortably into it.
Well, I mean, yeah. Listen, I'm just trying to be supportive. Like, supportive is one thing, but some of these custom requests of yours.
Suddenly Nightwing has all these flashbacks of Alfred like offering to give him back rubs and would you like me to pour you an Epsom salt bath, sir?
Yeah.
I have a loofah at the ready.
Do you need a firm rub down, sir? What? No. Like, Bruce has a masseuse come in here once a week for us. Yep. That's why no one wants to live at old Wayne Manor.
Yeah, the Alfred wing is creepy as fuck.
The whole thing, but yeah, because Alfred has access to everything.
Oh, true. Especially his room.
Yeah. Oh my.
It's like that sex dungeon mansion that was on.
Yeah. Alfred has his
own, whatever that was.
Yeah, Alfred has his own version of the Batcave, but it's just a sex dungeon.
Yes.
very similar, oddly enough. Built very, very closely.
Super closely.
Yeah. Oddly enough, has the same amount of costumes on display
as
as
weird.
Pretty strange, yeah. A lot of bats.
A lot of giant oversized props.
Sure.
Props, as they call them, props.
The giant tube. Yeah, props. Man, all right.
Whoa, I just got like a remix of your voice.
Go. That's a show, my friend.
I think our internet's getting all wonky right now, Brian.
Oh, yeah, it sure did. Because, boy, all of a sudden, like, the last two sentences you said were all one sentence. So.
Yeah, like, so I got the full Max Headroom voice effect from you. That was cool.
Sweet. I like that.
And apparently you disappeared off the live chat, although
Perfect.
I think that, your voice is still showing up, so that's cool.
Flourish! Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, on the website you can find the link to the network we're part of.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Tangentbound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the other shows on the network. And if you're looking to start a show, hit them up for potentially some help and guidance and a gentle hug, a firm rub down.
Exactly.
I don't know what all services they offer, but
buttocks grab.
Yeah, I assume these are all just, that's what we went through to become part of the network. So I assume these are, just normal features.
I mean, I would assume so as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is standard. Also in Tony and I's. It's in our rider also, but
well, yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, I mean, but I just assume that's industry standard. So
yes, of course.
Yeah, but of course, if you do talk to him, Mark, you have to let Tony know he misses him.
Yes.
So much.
Hugs, cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Brony moments.
Wait a minute. Firm fitting tails.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, man. All right. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stunami.
You can find me on Instagram at The Monotony. And Salty Language is, we're on TikTok. Salty Language. I still don't know how we just got that. Because we were late to the TikTok show, but whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
And, you can follow me at Twitch on Twitch TV/DamnDirtyApe. I think I'm going to make Hobo Gulch in The Sims somehow. Or maybe it's like Hobo Rundown House or something.
Yeah.
Not sure how much leverage I can get with The Sims, but I'll find out.
Yeah. You might have to use you might need a builder more like Minecraft to make Hobo Gulch.
Yeah, but I want actual people with very basic AI living in this hovel.
Yeah.
I want to see how many Sims I can make for a family and have them all. Yeah, I'm going to have them all be angry and shit. See what happens.
There's just nothing but constant fisticuffs in the neighborhood.
That's a great idea.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I guess with all that, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty, everybody. And Second Fortune says, this seems like a redundant one. A healthy way of living is to be good to your health. Live your dick out. I don't know what that means.
So that means only do things that are good for your health with your dick out.
Yes. So to the gym.
Gotcha. Yep.
Walk in the park.
Sure. Naturally.
Smoothie bar.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah, places go on and on.
Yeah. All right.